Louisiana State in the US has passed a bill to display the Ten Commandments in public schools. Wow, that is so great, friends. The law of God has been criticized and put away from society, but now it is back. It is back, friends. Let's watch this.
A bill signed into law this week makes Louisiana the only state to require that the Ten Commandments be displayed in every classroom in public schools and in colleges. To break down what the bill actually does and what it really means, I do want to bring in an expert here. Grant Shostak is a visiting assistant professor in the Department of Law, Crime, and Social Justice at Webster University, joining us now to discuss. Thank you so much, as always, for taking the time to be here with us today.
Hey, Josh, happy to be here.
All right, so first off, can you explain what this bill actually does and also what it doesn't do?
Right, so the bill simply requires that the Ten Commandments be displayed in public school classrooms all the way from grade school all the way to the university level. Doesn't really require anything more other than that they be displayed.
And Louisiana is the only state to require this. Is it likely that other states maybe see this and realize, I'm going to do the same?
Right. I'm confident that other states are watching to see how this develops, simply because they can use that to model similar statutes in their states. Right. So confident that other states are watching this.
One thing that's interesting is one of the state's previous Teacher of the Year winners has said that he is not going to post the Ten Commandments in his classroom. He's been very outspoken about this over the past several days. What are the possible, let's say, ramifications for him? Could he be fired, fined, jailed? Is that even clear at this point?
So, no, it's really not clear at this point, because when you read the statute, it only discusses displaying the Ten Commandments. It doesn't discuss ramifications if they're not displayed or if the law is not followed. So that really remains to be played out as this statute rolls out. What's interesting, though, is it's possible that a person who doesn't comply with this statute may have their own claim of religious protection as well. So I'm very interested to see how this develops.
I imagine this is going to face some legal challenges. Are there legal precedents that exist?
Right. So our Supreme Court has at least 2 times struck down similar actions previously. So the most similar case is a case, Stone versus Graham, decided in 1980. And that dealt with a Kentucky statute that required the Ten Commandments to be displayed in public school classrooms. And the court in that case struck the statute down, saying it violated the First Amendment and was therefore unconstitutional.
And given that the Supreme Court did strike down a very similar law, why are we talking about this law now?
Right. So what is very interesting about this, the Stone case, in determining the Kentucky statute was unconstitutional, relied upon a test called the Lemon test. And that comes from a case, Lemon versus Kurtzman. And recently, our Supreme Court in 2022 abandoned that test. And they abandoned that test in a case called Kennedy versus Bremerton School District. And that case upheld the right of a public high school football coach to pray with students and others after football games. And so the Supreme Court in Kennedy versus Bremerton abandoned this Lemon test and instead indicated we are now supposed to look at the historical practices and understandings of the founding fathers in examining these kinds of statutes and laws.
And we are taking a live look at the Supreme Court building right now. Is it likely this case has the makings of going all the way back up the court system to the Supreme Court once again?
Right. So I do think this is one of those cases that has a very good chance of making it to the Supreme Court. particularly because the court would be looking at this under new standard, right? Because it has abandoned that Lemon versus Kurtzman test, and it will have an opportunity to examine this statute under a new test.
All right, so friends, this is so good. For me, the decision to display the 10 commandments in public schools is a good one. It's very, very good because, the law of God is going to teach students about God, and it's going to teach students also about how to treat fellow human beings. The Bible says in Psalm 19 verse 7 that the law of the Lord is perfect, converting the soul. The testimony of the Lord is sure, making wise the simple. But something? There are some who are opposing the decision of the state of Louisiana to display the 10 commandments in public schools. However, there are so many Christians living in the United States and also outside of the United States who support the bill passed by the Louisiana State. I do support the bill. I do support it. In fact, morality in the US and other parts of the world is actually on the declining so fast, and we need to put God back to his place in our hearts, in our society, in everywhere we find ourselves. So I agree perfectly with the governor of Louisiana for taking this bold decision to pass this bill. But now, friends, the question is, which version of the 10 commandments is going to be displayed in public schools? Because we have the true 10 commandments as found in the Protestant Bibles, and also we have the fake Catholic commandments as displayed or as found in the Catholic Bible. But I believe that schools in Louisiana are going to display the true 10 commandments as found in the Protestant Bibles in their schools, and not the altered Catholic commandments. The Catholic Church has actually modified God's 10 commandments. I hope you know that. So I don't see the Catholic 10 commandments as God's perfect 10 commandments. I don't see that. Alright, I see what is actually in the Protestant Bible as God's perfect 10 commandments, and that is what we should teach. That is what we should display in our schools. That is what we should actually talk about, but not the other one. Friends, what do you think about it? Was it a good decision, or it was just a bad one? Let me know that in the comment section. Friends, I'm so happy that the state of Louisiana is doing this, and I hope that other states in the United States of America do the same thing. Even outside of the United States, I hope that other states also do the same thing. Let us lift up Christ. Let us lift up God. Let us lift up his word. And friends, the Lord will draw all people to himself. Thanks for watching. My name is Lawrence, and see you next time.